Okay, we're ready. Well, welcome everyone. Hello, welcome to the October Crash Responder Safety Week All State Planning webinar. My name is Luana Brashears and I'll help facilitate today's webinar. The Crash Responder Safety Week initiative is brought to you by the Federal Highway Administration Office of Operations Traffic Incident Management Program, and it recognizes all traffic incident management response communities. Just as a quick reminder, at NOCO, we offer a variety of resources to support the transportation systems management and operations community. You can go to NOCO's website, which is transportationops.org, to browse through links for TISMO resources and news. Previous webinar recordings and case studies can be accessed from there, so make sure you check NOCO's website and you have access to all those resources. Now, just a few logistics for today's webinar. We are recording this webinar, and the recording will be available on NOCO's website. So usually it takes 48 hours. So probably in this week or early next week, you have access to that on NOCO's website. And then all the attendees are encouraged to stay engaged by using the Q&A feature for questions and chat feature for comments. So both of those are at the bottom of your screen, so you can take a look. You find those two. And we have a question and answer session at the end of our presenter today. So if you have any question, we encourage you to enter them in the Q&A as they come to your mind at any time. You also have the opportunity to participate in a roll call, which will happen after the Q&A and after all presentations. And we will announce that you'll be able to unmute yourself. So when you're able to unmute yourself, when we get to that roll call session, please use the raise hand feature. So that will allow us to prioritize all the people that want to participate and speak. So you raise your hand and then you receive a prompt from Zoom that will let you unmute yourself. Also, a few of you are already doing that, but if you haven't done so, please feel free to enter your name, agency in the chat and say hello to your peers. And here I will just go over the standard US DOT FHWA disclaimer that reinforces that product names may be used during the webinar, but the US government does not endorse any product. Additionally, views and opinions expressed in this presentation are the presenters only and do not necessarily reflect those of FHWA. The host for today's Crash Responder Safety Week All-State Planning webinar is Jim Ostrich. Jim is from the FHWA Office of Operations, Team Program Office. Now I'll turn it over to Jim.
Thank you, Luana, and thank you very much.
Mute. Jim, I'm sorry, you're muted.
My apologies. Thank you, Luana. I was saying that many thanks again to Luana and Adam Hops and the entire team over at the National Operations Center of Excellence for their support with this webinar and the monthly Talking Tim webinars. So with that, on behalf of the Federal Highway Administration, Paul Joden, Joe Tebow, and myself, we welcome you to the fifth installment, I believe our last all states planning call. We're 4.5 weeks away from Crash Responder Safety Week, and you all been working hard from everything we're seeing, and we can't thank you enough because it's so important what you're doing, and it is making a difference to reduce fatalities and injuries on our nation's roadways. So today's agenda, won't read it out to you, but you can see here definitely as far as presentations, we're going to be hearing from Joanne Blyton from Caltrans and Hawaii, and then we're going to get into the all states roll call, and I'll give you more detail about our presenters here in a minute. Next slide. So as always, these are redundant slides. As I said, you and your stakeholders have been busy doing the work leading up to this year's CRSW, working with your local and regional communities, and specifically with your public communications officers, public affairs officers, CIOs, etc. And the purpose being, again, raising awareness to the simple steps in keeping our roadway responders and the traveling public safe. And so we encourage you to do this every day, to be honest with you, every day of the week, every throughout the year, not just during CRSW, which is every year, the second week in November. Next slide. So the theme this year, if you didn't know, protect those who protect you. Very apropos and very poignant theme. I think everyone would agree, and strikes me very very deep, because it's really what responders from the police, fire, rescue, EMS, towing, transportation, public works, and other disciplines are doing for you, for us and our families, so that we get home safely every night. The hashtag CRSW is definitely what you want to use. Next slide. So some of the activities that we've shared in the past, presentations, webinars, and this is not an exhaustive list, but certainly some of the key ones that states, local municipalities and others are engaged in. And hopefully you've picked a few of these, if not all of these, and our team here stands ready to help you with any of these, because it's part of what our job is here. Our mission is to support all of you. Next slide. So the day of the week outreach that is going to occur we shuffled this around from previous years actually, where the activities were turned around, from day to day. But certainly on Monday, the 13th, is the kickoff of the National CRSW webinar. So you don't want to miss that, because it's really impressive. The major associations, public safety, transportation, and engineering associations, towing, recovery, and others that are behind everything that we do in this nation regarding traffic incident management. So super important. Next slide. Vishali, I'm going to ask you to take it from here.
Sure. Happy to do so, Jim. So what we're going to do in the next 3 to 4 minutes is just give you a snippet of the everyday effort that you guys can make as far as CRSW outreach, specifically focusing on social media after Monday. As Jim noted, protect those who protect you is the theme for Crash Responder Safety Week this year. So on Monday, what we're hoping that every organization will do for CRSW is issue a press release. And there are samples of press releases from previous years. Unfortunately, the website refresh is taking a little bit longer than anticipated through the Federal Highway Administration. But we do expect by early next week that refresh will at least be reflected in the NOCO CRSW site. But you're welcome to use the previous year's press release and just modify it to focus on this year's theme, protect those who protect you. We strongly encourage every response organization as well as responders to participate in the National Kickoff webinar. It is a brief webinar that will include some responder testimonials, as well as key messaging from federal agencies, and most importantly, will allow every responder or response organization to sign the national proclamation for CRSW virtual signature. And we hope to use that throughout the week then. And, on Monday, as every day of CRSW, the easy thing to do is to engage through social media. And so on Monday, we would encourage responders to make a little video Tell people what it's like to work roadside, and close with the message, something to the effect of, please keep me safe so I can do the same for you. Slow down, move over, and stay alert when you see me. Or protect those who protect you, that type of messaging. Next slide. And for organizations, these are two examples of the types of messages you can deliver through social media, ideally connected with a governor's proclamation or connected with a video or image content from a message from your executive. So next slide. On Tuesday, the theme for Crash Responder Safety Week is driver education. And so it's bringing to attention the driver education schools in your area, as well as the need to educate each other about the slow down, move over laws and how to safely navigate all types of traffic incidents. So these are examples of tweets that one may craft and deliver, whether you're an organization or a responder. Wednesday, next slide, please. And on Wednesday, the focus is on responder training. And here we really want you to, for those responders that have taken the TIM training, please emphasize the value that training brings to you. It's, not only learning the skills to safely and quickly clear incidents, but having the opportunity to collaborate with your different response disciplines so that you can work better on the scene. And again, from an organization perspective, encouraging all responders to take the National Traffic Incident Management Responder Training. So be sure to use that bit.ly code, TimTrain, and of course the hashtag CRSW. Thursday, the focus is on explaining that Crash Responder Safety Week is more than just about roadway crashes. It's about traffic incident management, and the fact that traffic incident management is a collaborative group effort. So when, as a responder, you want to make a message that says you're working with your partners to clear incidents. And from an organizational perspective, just clarifying that it's far more than the 7 million crashes. It includes stalled vehicles, roadway debris, and other incidents to restore safe travel. And then the Friday theme is the big one that we've been pushing through the whole week, but it is the slow down, move over. And so it's the day to emphasize the laws in your state for move over. Every state has a different flavor of the law. Some have requirements for slowing down 10 or 20 miles below the speed limit. Some have specific penalties. To the extent that you can link to your state's laws, a simplified version of the laws, that would be great. And again, as a responder, letting the motorist public know that it's their responsibility and it's the law. All right, moving on. Wanted to bring to attention, if you don't have a flyer and you need one, reach out to Jim Ostrich or myself, and we'll get you this customizable flyer that you can then customize to make use for your organization. And next slide. And with that, just wanted to point out that we're very excited to have, the start of mayoral and county executive proclamations. And this is something that next year will give greater emphasis to, but it's not too late. I mean, you can reach out and secure one of these pretty quickly if there is a will. And so with that, next, I will give it back to Jim, and Jim, take it away.
Thank you, Vishali. Good job.
Pleasure.
Next up is Joanne Blyton, who's the president, as you can see, of the Tow and Recovery Association of America, a member of our executive leadership group, and a staunch advocate for highway safety, traffic safety, and all things Tim. Let's just put it that way. So, Joanne, take it away.
Am I unmuted?
You're good.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for inviting me to be here today. And I'm just going to take a few minutes to explain the simplicity of how we can spread the message beyond our circle of influence. It was mentioned during one of our meetings about proclamations, and governors were doing proclamations, and then someone brought up the idea of having local mayors do it. So I took time one day, and I'm electronically challenged, so I believe if I could do this, anybody could do it. I went online and looked for public information officers for City of Billings, Montana, for the City of Missoula, Montana. And I came up with names and email addresses. So I started with emails, got responses, and moved on from there. And both Bill Cole, the mayor in Billings, and Jordan Hess, the mayor in Missoula, who I've never met, are both putting out proclamations going to be read at City Council meetings in the evening, and we're going to have a few responders there to emphasize roadside safety. But it is about the training and getting the message out. And we so often talk amongst ourselves, and I call it preaching to the choir, because we need that public education to help save their lives, because I believe in the big picture, public takes a larger hit than the emergency response folks out there with their negligence, if I can say that, when driving with phones in their hands and other things. But TRAA has put together an outreach plan, and it is working with the community. We're working with social media for Crash Responder Safety Week, and I think if we continue along the way to raise awareness and get the word out away from our sphere of influence, because we just repeat, and we need to start to train and lead by example. And I am so excited about having the mayors do this. I'm still have it on my agenda if I can make it work before Crash Responder Safety Week to reach out to mayor in my little town, population of about 600 people, and see if he will also do a proclamation to get this out to the folks in the local area. So, and being in the state of Montana, it's, you know, it's a big state, and our governor for the last several years has signed a proclamation, and all sorts of responders show up in the room. And this year, I think we're going to have a record number there to emphasize the importance of TIM training and Crash Responder Safety Week, to just take that time and recognize folks out there. And then I guess if we could move over to the proclamation, the next slide. Here's an example, and this went to, this came from the mayor in Missoula. The others I don't have copies of. They're still a work in progress, a WIP. But when I get them, they will get forwarded to Jim's office down there. But when I reached out to Missoula, what they said to me, we have 5 whereas lines. They sent me a template and said, fill it in. So I went on and searched and had our executive director, Cindy Martineau, help me. We had all kinds of sample proclamations. So I picked some words and said, okay, maybe it doesn't quite fit. Maybe it should be a little different, but they can tweak it, and sent it in. And then they just immediately put it together, and the mayor has signed it, but he will be reading it again at city council meetings. So I'm excited because I see the growth progress where we're talking to each other, we're sharing new ideas and avenues to get things done. And I have had in the back of my mind for the last week county commissioners, but I don't think I will get that far this year. But again, it's up to us to carry the torch. And I would think I'll just wrap up by saying that it's just taking the time to make the phone call, not being afraid to step in uncharted turf, and then moving on. If they say no, you weren't there anyway, so you really haven't lost anything. If they say yes, we're helping to educate a larger arena of folks out there. And I would just say that yesterday is gone. Tomorrow has not yet come. We have only today. So let us begin. I challenge everybody to reach out to a mayor or a county commissioner, or even your governor if you haven't done that. Let's flood the public arena with proclamations about safety and crash responder safety week and slow down and move over. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Well said, and very powerful. You described really, exactly what I was going to ask you as far as how long it took you to do these things, but you went through that process of just researching and going online, and for a lot of us here, it wouldn't even be that difficult because we have a lot of most of our audience, I dare to say, would know who to contact and begin the process to develop a governor's mayoral or local regional proclamation. But thank you for being the champion that you are, Joanne, and all your contributions, not only to CRSW, but to traffic incident management, highway safety. So
it's a pleasure to work with you.
Likewise, Joanne. Next slide, or we're going to do the Q&A at the end of all the presentations. Okay, Luana? Okay, next up is, and this is the only slide we have for Caltrans, correct, Luana?
Yes, that's correct. Let me go ahead and unmute them.
Okay, very good. Our next presenter is the Deputy Director of Traffic Operations at Caltrans. Her name is Srikanth. I won't even try to pronounce her last name because my father taught me well to know that a person's name spoken correctly is very important. So you'll please forgive me, Srikanth. And I believe with Srikanth, we have Mahesh Pandey, who is the acting branch chief for incident management and traveler information. So who's going to take it first, Srikanth or Mahesh?
I'll take it first. Can you guys hear me first?
We can, Mahesh. Thank you.
No, it's Sri. Sorry.
This is Sri.
Okay, Sri.
Yes. So good afternoon. Like you said, Jim, my name is Sri. I'm the Deputy Division Chief for Traffic Operations at Caltrans in headquarters in Sacramento, and the traveler information and and incident management comes under my area, and Mahesh helps me out in that area as part of my team. I just wanted to share some of the things. We are very happy and excited to do this. For us, like any other state DOT, safety is a top priority, and we have been doing a lot of things to help in that effort. The move over law is critical for us, and in fact, we even had extra penalty or the price you pay if you do injure or hurt a roadside first responder is a higher penalty for us. I think that got passed after we had the move over law passed. So this is pretty crucial and critical aspect for it. So for our 2023 plan, unfortunately, we were not able to. We have been trying. We're still going to try to get a governor's proclamation, but we may not be able to do that. So that's why it says maybe. But we will try. If not, we'll try to see if we can get some social media feeds from them, and not only from the governor, but from our agency secretary as well. We are in the process of getting a video recorded by our director. So that's again, though we say maybe we're trying our best to get that thing done. We do plan to have changeable message signs active. We have a large number, over 1,000 changeable message signs across the state, and we will try to get them all share the message. of this safety for the safety week. We extensively use social media, and we have quite a few thousands of people following our X. Now it's called the X instead of Twitter, and the Facebook. So we intend to use that quite extensively. Like on the 13th, we have a huge press conference, a media event planned. I know I jumped down to item 8, but that just came up because I just got a note about that. We're going to have first responders and others show up at that event and see if we can get as much press coverage as we can by inviting a lot of different media folks there. The event on the training, we have done the training already, and we are also looking at providing a California specific TIM responder training as well, in addition to the FHWA training that is being provided. Also, the website, we have a banner on our website, and we intend to put a banner up there that deals with the safety week. And again, the press release and those kind of media attention we'll try to gather. We cannot put messages in the roadside rest areas. There are some restrictions on the type of messages we can put. So we'll look at that in the future, but right now we will not be able to do that. And then one of the things that has been a little challenging is to get the other highway-related agencies get as excited as we are in trying to convey this message. We will look at our California Highway Patrol, which is a separate department in California, other than the State Department of Transportation. We have a lot more success in getting them involved because they're one of the key responders at any incident. Getting the message from DMV has been a challenge, but we'll try to get that as part of our strategic highway safety plan next year. But in the meantime, at least get CHP, who is our co-responder in these things, to participate in this week. And again, like somebody mentioned earlier, it's just not this week. It's a constant attention, but we will try to do it more vigorously during that week. So with that, I mean, obviously the newsletter, we will have some promotions on that or what we have accomplished for that week. Any questions other than in any of the things that I stated? Okay, hearing none, thank you.
Shri, thank you. Outstanding plans for Caltrans and CRSW. We're delighted to see all the activities that you and your team are planning, and feel free to reach out to our team, Paul, Joe, myself, Vishali, at any time if we can be of service, sir. Thank you. So next up, we have John Williams. I believe John is the Hawaii DOT Traffic Incident Management Coordinator, and his presentation right here. John, can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
All right. How do I move the slide forward? Would I just say next?
Yes, just say next and I'll move it for you.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is John Williams. I'm with the Hawaii Department of Transportation. I've been with our traffic operations program for only about a year now, and this is my first go at the CRSW week. So we may not have as many activities planned as some of the other states. Next. As you can see on our activity list, we do have a governor's proclamation. We will also be using our dynamic message boards to get the word out. And our public affairs office will be assisting us with the social media campaign, a press release, and we'll also be getting the message out on local radio stations. Next. Our Governor, Josh Green, signed the proclamation. It was quite a easy thing to get. It only took about a day to get the approval from the governor's office from when I submitted the request. However, prior to that, it took quite a bit longer to get the request approval through our department. Next. This is just, I guess, a zoomed in version. Next. So we have a few dynamic message signs in our state. Next. There's a total of 10 on the island of Oahu. Next. There's a variety of different kinds. Most of them are the walk-in types, but we have a couple of the older ones that are more difficult to access. Next, oh yeah, there we go. This is our message that we'll post for the week. It will be considered non-high priority and will be posted when the signs are not used by projects or for incidents. Next, our public affairs office posts notifications on X and Facebook. This includes messages for our harbors division and airports division, since they are part of the Department of Transportation as well. Next, these are the daily messages that we are considering for our social media campaign. Some of this may look very familiar. Our public affairs office will be updating some of these. We got some time to do so. And I did notice the hashtag, I guess we'll be using the hashtag CRSW. Next, this is the Highways Division website. Next, this is the public affairs section for Highways Division. The press release is for the 2021 CRSW. They'll be working on this as well. Next, okay, for the mass media event, we will get some assistance from our local radio stations, the iHeart media affiliated stations. They have agreed to provide this service pro bono. Next, they will be playing a series of 15-second radio spots throughout the day on the various stations as fillers. Next, also as a part of the mass media event, there will be a radio interview with our Director of Transportation, Ed Sniffen. Next, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Excellent as well. Just tremendous amount of work that Hawaii's doing here, and thank you for your leadership there. Particular, I really like those radio spots, and you said they're doing those pro bono. Anything and everything like that, social media or otherwise, is what it's all about. So thank you again for all your work, and say hi to everyone for us.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
This is Vaishali. I had a question. I know we're not quite into Q&A, but that's incredible, the fact that you've got all of these radio stations that are a part of iHeart Media. Do you have a point of contact, do you think, that might be a good resource for other states to try to do the same?
I personally don't have a point of contact, but there's somebody that used to work for I guess one of the radio stations that works for us now in the public affairs office. So he kind of reached out to them, and they offered to do all of this. But if there's somebody, if there's a name or something, I could probably try to find somebody.
if you could, I mean, I think that would be great. And we can, we won't broadcast that point person in this venue, but we could reach out to them and say, hey, this is something, do you have counterparts in other states that might be willing to participate?
Okay, I'll check and see if there is somebody.
Excellent.
Hey, Vishali,
Mhm.
you want to bring up the checklist and the link you mentioned earlier?
Absolutely. Let's go down 2 slides. I think it's, let's go, there we go. So, one more, I think. Okay, I've lost where it is, but happy to do so. So for those that, there we go, thank you. For those that have CRSW plans similar to what our friends in Hawaii and Caltrans have shared, we would love for you to share that. And we have a very simple form, and I'm going to put the link to that form here in the chat. It's the CRSW activity checklist, and it's just a simple form. You put your name, your email, your organization, and then you click on, we're doing mass training, we're doing changeable message signs. But the really cool thing is, if you're doing something unique, and we heard from a state where they reached out to their local pizza places, and they're going to have CRSW flyers on top of the pizza boxes. So if you're doing something unique, like pizza boxes, that would be great. And I think that was our friends from maybe Arizona or Nevada, and I apologize if I have that wrong. And then finally, if you have a really cool flyer, or if you have something like, a message that's interesting, or a link to a video that you've prepared for CRSW that you're happy to share with others, you can upload those or add the links so that we can then make them a resource for this year and maybe even next year's CRSW planning. So encourage you to do that, and the link is in there. And then the other thing, while we're on this side, is the National Kickoff webinar. If you haven't registered for this free webinar, please do so. And here is the link for the National Kickoff webinar. Thank you.
Good job, Vishali. And it was Arizona. It was Dr. James Harden with the Office of EMS in Arizona.
Right. Yes,
who shared the pizza box idea. So very cool. So we need to back up one slide or two, I think, maybe, or not. The poll question.
Yeah, let's do the quick poll.
How likely is your state to secure a governor's proclamation? And we have 91 participants here today. So please engage us or with us on this poll.
So we know Hawaii's already got one. So our friends from Hawaii can fill that out saying we have one. And there are a number of states like California that's working towards one, and it may or may not happen in time. But it's great to see that you're trying. And there are some other states in that position where last year they didn't quite get to the finish line with the proclamation, but this year they're already there because they did the legwork last year. And then this year they started the process probably in the June, July timeframe, submitting that request. So, Luana, can we see results without closing the poll? Okay, or can we see the results? There we go. So, yay, 13 agencies already have the governor's proclamation. That's excellent. And another 26 are working towards one. Our goal for the nation was to have half of the states issue a governor's proclamation this year. So let's see if we can get to that one.
Very good. Very good.
All right. Time for the roll call.
Time for the roll call. We just had a question there from Nevada. If you want to grab it. We're going to go through this rather quickly. So if I call out your state and I don't hear you, I'm going to move on, but don't worry, we can come back to you. So with that, And please share if you're not, if you already have reported in the past, it doesn't matter. You can just say we're on target, we're ready to go, however you want to say it, or if you have something unique that you want to share, we'd love to hear about that too. So the great state of Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, we know.
Yep,
Very
ready to
good.
go.
Very good, Tree. Thank you. Colorado, Connecticut, Terry Thompson. Okay, we'll come back. Delaware, District of Columbia, Florida, Georgia.
Hello, can
We
y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hey,
Go
so I
ahead,
know,
Ainsley.
so this isn't Ansley, but this is our coworker, Ivan Lichtenstein. I'm from the Atlanta Transportation Management Center, and I serve as the digital media specialist. And I think she spoke
Okay.
last time on a couple of plans we have for Crash Responder Safety Week, but we're still keeping things rolling. We'll have daily themes posted on social media coming from us. Some of our posts are going to feature videos from our roadside assistance crews here in the state of Georgia, and will one of the key things with those videos is to really get those close call stories out. So really highlighting the theme for Crash Responder Safety Week for protection between themselves and the motoring public, but also telling their stories of their close calls that they've had with managing those traffic incident management scenes. The biggest update is that we have the governor's proclamation in process. It was submitted not moments ago, but a couple of days earlier, so that's still in the process. But yeah, nothing major, but we're still keeping the train rolling.
Very good. Very good. Thank you for sharing that.
Jim, it's Terry from Connecticut. I guess I got unmuted.
Yes, Terry.
So we're also the proclamation is done. It was forwarded over to the governor's office for signature. I'm sure that we will get that from him. We're going to be doing mostly a lot of social media blasting and webpage, and we're going to be doing the message signs. Unfortunately, we can't get a press event to go this year, but we're going to do everything else that we can get it out and get to all of our coalition members to also. And I like the idea of the locals, and I'm going to really push our towns in our region, all 169 towns actually in Connecticut, to see if we can get our responders to really push for their town mayor, councilman, or whoever to also declare that week. That's it for me.
Terry. Thank you, Terry. And I don't know static we're hearing. Is that from you, Tom?
I just want to say we're going to participate. I'll keep it brief. And we look forward to our Governor DeSantis is going to get our proclamation very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I'm not sure who we're hearing all the background noise static from. But anyway, it's gone now. Thank you. Thanks again, Terry and Tom. Next is, let's see, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana. Okay, Maine, Maryland.
Jacob Stein from Maine. we are working on a governor's proclamation. I'm meeting with our partners tomorrow, so they may tell me tomorrow that we have it, but I'm leaving it as we're working on it. It's been submitted. We're in the process of trying to figure out if we can do a signing event with like fire trucks and first responders and police officers, and like having everyone surround the governor as she signs it. We're doing press releases from all the different partners, social media. I think we're working on that flyer. I'm not sure exactly how well it's going to be spread, but I've shared it with all of the partners, and I'm getting their feedback on it in the next couple days. And created a newsletter. Not sure who's going to put it out, but I've created it for our team.
Okay, Jacob, thank you for sharing that. Very good. Marilyn?
Hi, this is Jason Pulliam from the Maryland Transportation Authority Police. We're on track, and we will be participating and networking and working with our partners at State Highway Administration.
Very good, Jason. Thank you, sir. Massachusetts? Michigan?
Good afternoon. This is Dawn Miller from Michigan DOT.
Hi,
And we have several of those activities planned. Our governor's proclamation was just submitted for approval, so hopefully that will come back in a few weeks. We will be using changeable message signs and the DMS. Also, we have some messages that we'll be posting on social media. We also are going to work with our Office of Highway Safety Planning, which is a division of the Michigan State Police, to provide some messaging. We are also planning a media event down in the Southwest region of Michigan. We've had previous media events around the state, and this is our first time hosting it down in Southwest Michigan. The fire department who is going to host it actually lost their fire chief a few years ago. He was struck while he was responding to an incident. So I know that that's a really, really close to their hearts there to be able to host this Crash Responder Safety Week media event. And that's about it that we have now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn. Good job. Minnesota?
Hi, Jim. Tony Casala, Tim Coordinator here in Minnesota. We're on track. We have a little conflict. We have our 20-year anniversary of our Towards Zero Death program this year, which the annual conference is Tuesday and Wednesday at Crash Responder Safety Week. So we were trying to work a media event in there. Not sure how that's going to work, but we're gonna do our best. Possibly just getting a press release out. We do have the Governor Proclamation in. We have gotten in the past, hoping to get it again. We have 2 bridges that will be illuminated in 5 different colors throughout the night on Monday. The Interstate 35W River Bridge, and then one of our bridges in Minneapolis. 2 buildings down in Rochester, Minnesota, where the Mayo Clinic is, where the TZD conference is going to be held. And we also have Crash Responder Safety Week posted on our TIM website and on our TZD website as well. Not really Crash Responder Safety Week related, but TIM related. We are in the process of deploying getting 3 different debris devices on our first trucks, our freeway service patrol. And one of those trucks is near done. The second one we should be receiving in the next few days, and the third one hopefully will be done by the end of November. So great news. That's all I have. Thanks for your time.
Great news indeed, Tony. Excellent. Very, very cool. And just as a reminder to everyone, we're still 4.5 weeks out. So bear that in mind. You might be able to still pull a proclamation off. Who knows? Next up is Mississippi, Missouri, Montana.
Hey, Jim, Jerry Preet.
Yes, Jerry, how are you?
All right, good. So as many of you may not know, our TIM manager here, myself, we are an unpaid position in the state. However, last week we had an annual safety transportation meeting, and all the partners from the state were there. We made some good contacts. So we're planning on a pretty good media blitz, along with we have our proclamation. and then working with the nonprofit Move Over Montana. Joanne is, of course, part of our team, and I wasn't even aware she had done the mayor thing. So I already sent an email out. I'm on my way. I'm at a roadside right now. I'm on my way to the State Chiefs Fire Council meeting. It's a conference. So I'm going to hit up all the those ideas with those firefighters there. That's all we got going on in Montana.
Excellent. Thanks for the report, Jerry. Nebraska.
Hi, this is Jessica Sherwood from the Nebraska DOT. We actually in Nebraska are doing a November Safety Month. So we are on track for just about everything. We're going to kick that off on November 1st. Our Motorist Assist Program or Highway Service Patrol or whatever actually goes live on November 1st. So we're doing a media event for that. And then on Friday the 3rd, we're doing a large full-scale multidisciplinary TIM training event at our law enforcement training center in the state. So we've got all of our first responder partners signed up for that. So we're excited about that. During Safety Responder Week, we will be doing several social media campaigns, message boards. We have a media event with a MOU celebration with one of our regional TIM groups that will be celebrating that week as part of that. And just lots of social media and website press releases and things like that. So we're pretty on track, and we will have our governor's proclamation for that as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Jessica. Good job.
Jim, for all those states that eventually will get that proclamation, please send a copy to Jim Ostrich so that we can compile and share it for next year's inspiration.
Yeah, and any and all of your other good work. We definitely want to wave your flag of success, and Vishali's right. Okay,
hey Jim, I think David wants to speak as well. David, I see his mic is unmuted.
Yeah, I'm next with Nevada.
Okay, go right ahead.
So afternoon, everybody. So we are in process. We should expect the governor's proclamation anytime. We're also working in Nevada for the two main counties, which is Washoe County up north and Clark County in the south. County commissioners last year recognized Clark County for Crash Responder Safety Week with recognized quite a few along with us. I'm with Parsons. We're working with NDOT on this as well. We'll have a Sharp 2 TIM class scheduled for that week. It's been in the works, been scheduled for all year. So that just happened to fall onto Crash Responder Safety Week. And we'll also be doing a social media campaign tied in with the messaging that will be on the message boards. So that will be tied in every day with a little bit more of a message than what's on the board. That way we just try and educate them through social media as well.
Excellent, David. Thank you for that report. Next up, New Hampshire. New Jersey. New Mexico. New York. North Carolina.
Hey, Jim, Wayne Taylor in North Carolina DOT.
Hey, Wayne.
Hey, we've gotten a proclamation the last 3 years, and we're planning to step it up a notch this year and have a live signing at our track with all responder disciplines present. We're hoping to do it in the center lane of our freeway section. And of course, the governor will be there. We're also going to invite local dignitaries, including the mayors of the respective cities around the area. And also all of the other traditional activities that go along with Crash Responder Safety Week. We will participate in the majority of those. That's all I have.
Outstanding, Wayne. Thank you for the report.
Hey, Jim, it's Bob Palmacala from New Jersey. Sorry about that. Hey. I was unable to unmute my mic.
No worries, sir. Go right ahead.
We are on track with everything. We should have our proclamation very shortly. It was put in a few weeks ago. We were planning a mass media event that might have to be put on hold. It's going to be a game time decision, but everything else that we're planning, trainings, train the trainer, there's several trainings during the week throughout the state. We're right on target.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Robert. Next is North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Jim, this is Todd. I don't know if Chris or Evan are on and have anything. Since I'm in the corporate world now, I'm planning on pushing that out to our other corporate partners and our consultants. We're doing a trainer at our office in Philadelphia for traffic engineers so that they're aware of it. We have about 100 people signed up for that. Right now, we're also doing a trainer later on the week. And we're hoping to make a public affairs show with NJ Tim happen and record that prior to be playing during Crash Responder Safety Week.
Very good, Todd. Thanks for sharing that. Good to see you. Anybody else from Pennsylvania, just in case? Going once, twice? Okay, Puerto Rico, Rhode Island, South Carolina.
Hey, Jim. It's Brian Purvis. So South Carolina is participating. They're setting up their social media campaigns and press releases. Changeable message signs. They have a statewide committee that handles that, and they've reached out to that group to go ahead and get some statewide messaging on their changeable message signs. That's what they've got going on right now, and I'll make sure they're on the registered for the national kickoff webinar also.
Excellent, Brian. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
South Dakota, Tennessee, let's see, Texas, Utah.
Yeah. Hey, Jim. Oh.
Hi, Jim. It's Roger France from UDOT. Looks like we have our partner, Captain Alex Whitley from Utah Highway Patrol. Let him talk then.
Yeah, go ahead, Roger. You give him the update.
I think we're ready to go. You would know more about our governor proclamation than I would.
Okay, so I'll go on that one. Yeah, the Utah governor's proclamation has been signed by our commissioner, the Department of Public Safety, and is currently sitting at the governor's office waiting to be signed. So barring any unforeseen circumstances there, we will have one again this year.
Outstanding, sir. Thank you, Alex and Roger. Vermont. I see John Sullivan said he's on target from Tennessee. Barely caught that, but thank you, John. I already asked Texas, Vermont, Virginia, Washington.
Hey, Jim. Vince here.
Hey, Vince.
We've got our governor's proclamation signed and in hand. We also are going to be doing the changeable message signs, social media, a website presence. I'm going to see about getting a banner up, as was mentioned earlier in this meeting, and also our press releases. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vince. West Virginia, Wisconsin.
Hey, good afternoon, Jim. Mike Yumluth here. Wisconsin has our proclamation in place, DMS messaging in place. finalizing our first responders experiences that we'll be pushing out on social media. We have 2 of our 3 bridge lighting in places, the Hone Bridge in Milwaukee and the Eau Claire River Bridge, and we're working on getting the Bart Starr Memorial and Ray Nitschke Memorial bridges in Green Bay lit also during that week. So typical things that we're doing, always ongoing promotion of this week through all our outreach efforts.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Michael. Wyoming. Did I miss anybody? So as I said earlier, all the work that all of you and so many others that aren't able to join us here today are making a huge difference. Possibly going to have a second year of struck by fatalities, responder struck by fatalities, a decrease, I should say, but I don't want to jinx it. So we still have a couple of months or so left, but you'll hear more about that. But it just underscores the importance of all the work that you're all doing here, and that we keep it up. We've got to keep our foot on the accelerator as far as all our efforts with training, outreach, and all the different pieces that support safe highways, safe roadways for our families, our responders, our neighbors. There's no question about it. So I am going to move to the next slide here. So what's next? Oh, Vishali covered the checklist, but here it is again. We'd love to have you engage on that checklist and let us know what your activities are. It doesn't take long to fill that out. And as has been said a couple of times already, do not forget to register and attend the national kickoff webinar for CRSW on Monday, the 13th at 1 p.m. And with that, we have a few minutes here, but I have to ask my colleague Paul Joden and Joe Tebow if they'd like to make any parting remarks.
You know, I always have something to say, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Hey, no, I just reiterate what you said and thank everybody for all their great work. We are making progress. We are making a difference. But I was struck today by the diversity of the states. We have the big powerhouse, California, doing something throughout their state. It's a huge state. Hawaii, who just went through that disaster, is still doing something. And then we have Montana, right? Low population, a power of 1 or 2 people out there that are really making things happen, right? With really 2 people really motivating a whole state, if you will, and getting governors and mayors and things like that. So it just resonates with me that it can be a power of 1 to make things happen, and we've seen it time and time again. But that said, I just get struck by all the people, and I think you mentioned it once that there's more happening. People couldn't make it today, but some of the states you're calling out, we know are active as well, and doing things. So thanks for allowing me to listen and chime in here, Jim, and thank you everyone for all the great work you're doing. So.
Of course, stay right there, Paul. Joe.
Yep, right here, echoing Paul's remarks. I mean, it's inspirational to sit and listen to all the activities that are going on, and all in the name of saving lives. And traffic incident management, crash responder safety week is the opportunity to beat that drum and to use that force multiplier. And kudos to all of you for all the projects that you have going. I mean, it's heartwarming and it saves lives ultimately. So thank you.
Thank you, Joe. And with that, on behalf of the US DOT Federal Highway Traffic Incident Management Program Office, we're going to sign off. Keep doing great things. God bless and stay safe. Thank you, Vishali, Luana.
Good job, Jim.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
See you at the national webinar on November 13th.